I've been gone for like 11 days. I'm gonna go chronologically, okay? I flew from Austin to San Diego, and I went and filmed at the San Diego Zoo for a very special YouTube series that is coming out on the Alveus channel at the end of this year. Alveus and Alveus staff and myself have been traveling to different conservation organizations to film the work that they're doing and make them into YouTube videos so we can like spread the love that we get as conservationists and the audience that we have with other conservation organizations that are doing a really great job. So I went to the San Diego Zoo and I filmed with them behind the scenes. It was awesome. It was awesome. I met a tortoise who was 140 years old. 140 years old. She got to that zoo in 1928. Isn't that crazy? Her name is Grandma. I'm not sure what her name was before. I did that. So I went to the San Diego Zoo and filmed. And then I rented a car and I drove from San Diego. Okay. And then I drove from San Diego to Los Angeles. I got to Los Angeles the day of the basketball tournament. So I played in Ludwig's basketball tournament. Which he made me a captain for, which was really, really nice. And I had the time of my life. That tournament was so fun. It was so fun. I just like, everyone was such good vibes. Yeah, MGA, that's me. The tournament was such good vibes. I'm decently happy with the way that I played. I wish that I had more points on the board for sure, but that's like any game you ever play ever. So what are you gonna do? I'm just happy that I had points up on the board, period. I was so scared that I would go like that I would have 0 and then I'd be really sad. But I had some okay plays. My team was awesome. Shout out Diddy and Arky and Yugi. They were dope. So I love playing with them. And production just popped off for that event. I mean, they were so good. So basketball was super fun. And then after basketball, the day after basketball, we did our charity concert. And by our, I mean Cutie's charity concert. Cutie does a charity concert for her mom. And we were going to do it in honor of her mom. We were going to do it for Alveus this year, right? And then we had the flooding stuff happen. Which, by the way, we have an access road that like people can drive on now, and a lot of it is rebuilt, and it's looking really, really good. So, good stuff. But we just did like such insane fundraising for the flooding. I talked to Cutie, and I was like, we were both like, it would be really, really cool if we could spread the love a little bit, because there's been so many people affected by the flooding that haven't been able to do the fundraising that we've been able to do in the past week. It was just like a really wholesome, really special event. It made me really, you guys probably saw me at the end. I was drunk, but I was also just really emotional of like how many people showed up and sang, and just like they all did it for charity, and that's just so cool. And all did it for charity, but like we're also supportive of each other IRL too when everyone was singing, and it was just like a really, really nice night. I sang up there a little bit. I've done worse in my life, so it really wasn't that bad. But yeah, I did get drunk to do it for sure. But yeah, it was good. It was less scary than I thought to. It was less scary than I thought to sing in front of people. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing that, and we were able to fundraise a lot of money, which was really awesome. The concert. Okay, so we did the concert. It was awesome. And then I went to the FaZe House for the Adapt Nat Geo stream. Guys, I need to tell you about this hangover, okay? I am 27 years old. I'm the founder and executive director of a nonprofit. I have no business being hungover like this, okay? I really don't. But I got drunk for the concert because I was nervous. I didn't hydrate at all that night for some freaking reason. I woke up the next morning. I woke up at 8 a.m. I was like, all right, I got this. I got up. I walked around a little bit. I was like, I'm going to be okay. I feel nauseous, but I'm going to be okay. An hour later, bathroom. Threw up. Bad. Okay? Threw up. Traumatizing. Like, not a good throw up, right? Go back in bed, try to like chill out, call Cutie. I'm like, what do you have in this house for a hangover? I don't know what I need, but I need something. Cutie gets her assistant to bring me Cutie's so nice. And her sweet assistant brought me Gator Light and a burrito and Tylenol and a wellness shot and Advil and a matcha and like literally everything you could think of. Yeah, I called her on wine about it. I was like, I went to look. So funny. I'm so hungover. Cutie's filming wine about it with Ray. I'm in her room. I walked in her room to find Cutie. She's not in there, and then I couldn't make it out of her room, so I just laid on the floor. And I was like, I'm gonna die here. Nobody's here. So I called her and I was like, what do I do? And she's like, on wine about it. So yeah, Trisha brought me a bunch of stuff to recover from my hangover. I get all the stuff. I'm like trying to hydrate. I'm trying to drink water, whatever. Throw up two more times. After trying, I just throw up water and just throw it all up. So I'm throwing up water. There's nothing in my stomach. It's actually miserable. And it's also the kind of throw up where like you feel so, this is way too much info for you. You feel so sick that you are like curled up laying on the floor just because the tile's cold, you know, after you throw up, and then you get up and you throw up again. It was like one of those. It was so bad. And then Adapt texts me and he's like, when are you pulling up? And I was like, fuck. And of course I'm gonna go because it might not seem like it because like we were just like chilling or whatever, but I spent probably like 10 hours prepping for that stream. And I didn't even use all the stuff that I prepped because I just kind of like vibed it out when we were there, but I was like really, really excited about it. And I made this whole presentation and I went through so many videos to find like the best ones, and like I worked really hard on it and I was really, really excited to do it. And so I was going, like I was gonna go. And Adapt texted me and he's like, when are you pulling up? We delayed it an hour, and then I got in the Uber and I pulled up. And in the Uber, I'm like, this is not like I'm gonna throw up in the Uber. How do you like, what's the fine for throwing up in an Uber? Because this is a problem and I shouldn't do this. But I was like, I'm not gonna ask him to pull over. I'm too embarrassed. Like I cannot say that out of my mouth. I would rather like throw up in my hands, I think, than like ask someone to pull over so that I can throw up. Because there's something wrong with me. I don't know. And so I was like, if I throw up in this Uber, like how much am I gonna have to pay? Like, I really don't want to do that. It'd be so embarrassing. And we pull up to the FaZe House. I meet with security out front. I walk up, I like shook his hand, and I was like, I lie. I'm like, I got so car sick in that Uber. And he's like, oh no, are you okay? And I was like, no. And I go and I like squat in the bushes. I go and squat in the bushes next to security because I'm like, I'm gonna yak in your bushes. I'm really sorry. And he just thought I like got so car sick. And I'm like squatting, facing the bushes, like gearing up to throw up because I wanted to throw up. And Adapt walks out and he's like, Maya, what up? And I get up really quickly because I'm not, you know, I was just like, oh, I just dropped something. Like, I don't know Adapt that well. I know him much better now. But like I was nervous and I didn't want him to know that I was like throwing up. So I'm trying to like put on a face, you know, and like be okay. Walk in the house, walk in his stream setup. His chat is going, and his chat gives me motion sickness. I sit down in the chair and his chat is moving so fast, and they're being so nice, of course, but I'm trying to read it and it just makes me so sick because it's moving. And I sat down and I was looking at it. You can go back and look at this VOD. I was just like, fuck. Like, this is not gonna work. This is not good. So I got up, I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I went to go throw up, but then like the way the FaZe House is set up, like the first time I went to go throw up, Lacey and Drew and all these guys are right there next to the bathroom, and the bathroom doesn't have a fan in it. And I was like, I really don't want to throw up because they're all just gonna hear me so loudly, vividly throwing up. And so I was like, maybe I don't have to throw up. Maybe I'll make it. And so I was like, you know what? I'll be fine. I'm just gonna lock in. And so I leave the bathroom. Adapt is the nicest person on the planet. I don't know if anyone's noticed that, but he was getting me electrolytes. He was getting me water. He was checking on me. He was ordering me food. Like, dude was big brothering it up to the max. It was so sick. He was so nice. I went down and sat in his room again. Look at his chat. It happens again. His chat's moving. I was just like, I have to throw up. And so I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I went back to the bathroom. Adapt leaves his stream, waits outside of the bathroom with electrolytes, which kind of sucks because he definitely was listening to me just throw up in there. But he left his stream, nothing on his stream, was standing outside the bathroom with electrolytes for me for when I was done throwing up. It was so nice. And I did throw up a lot in the bathroom. And then I came outside and Adapt is standing there and he gives me the electrolytes. He's so nice. And then we went back in his room and he's like making me electrolytes everywhere. And like there's like 4 cups of water and like 4 cups of electrolytes, and he's ordered a pizza. And I drank the electrolytes, it made me feel better. Throwing up made me feel better. The pizza made me feel way better. And then we did the stream. It was so fun. Like, it was such a good stream. Adapt is so fucking funny. He's so funny. And the vibes were just so good and like so chill. And his chat was so nice. And I just had such a great time. I loved it. It was awesome. It was like everything that I wanted it to be and more. Yes. Adapt was awesome. I had a really fun time at that stream. There were a lot of things that I feel like I flopped. Like, there were things I wanted to explain better, for sure. But, you know, is what it is. I think, in general, people had fun. So it was good. By the way, then, after the stream, Adapt walks me to my car, gives me more water, and then when I get home, he texts me a thank you text for preparing all of that, pays me $30 for the freaking hat and shirt that I bought him, and is like, make sure you eat more food. Pizza's probably not going to be enough for that hangover. Like, just want to make sure you're good. He's not a real person, dude. I'm being so serious. I don't know if a streamer has ever been that nice to me in a collab ever in my life. Like, he was so outrageously kind. So yeah, one of my favorite collabs I've had in like forever. Obviously outside of the Alveus collabs, but like just so sick.